somehow that event that happened made me want to do better, so that if there is some other girl, sitting outside and studying while her father is in the ICU, I can be of some help to her. So that is how it all started.
Hi, Dr. V. Very, very excited to have you on the Knya YouTube channel in our series called Capes of India, where we cover medical professionals across India and share vulnerable and inspiring stories so we can inspire another generation of medical professionals across India. I'm Abhijeet. I'm the co-founder of Knya. Knya is a medical apparel brand where we are focused on medical professionals to kind of enhance their performance. Thank you so much, Doctor, for taking out the time today. And, I totally understand that, a medical professional's life is so busy, right? So we are recording this on a Saturday at 8 p.m. So thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Abhijeet. It's just such an honor and a pleasure to be here.
We are very thrilled to have you here. Would love to kind of start by telling us and the listeners a little bit about your background and why you decided to become a medical professional.
Okay, so basically on social media, I go by the name of Dr. V. I'm kind of semi-anonymous. Maybe quite a few of them already know my name, but still I try to stay that way. And I'm based out of Bangalore. I'm a first-year resident in anesthesiology and critical care. And so currently it's a busy life, but I'm loving it. Sometimes it becomes hard to remember why you started this in the first place, how it all began. Because when you ask certain doctors, like, oh, why did you become a doctor? They all tell, I wanted to be a doctor since I was a kid. But for me, I didn't really have such plans. I was more of a clueless kid. Initial plan was to actually get into biomedical research. I was in maybe 10th or 11th grade. So my father had a stroke, and unfortunately, it was in the pontine region of the brain. Medico is watching this will probably understand. So it was a pretty major thing, and he was in the hospital for a really long time in the ICU. And I remember kind of visiting and studying outside the ICU for my UG NEET. Every time I would visit a hospital, like the hospital, I just felt more and more close to the entire atmosphere there. And somehow that event that happened made me want to do better, so that if there is some other girl, sitting outside and studying while her father is in the ICU, I can be of some help to her. So that is how it all started. It was a bittersweet moment when I finally secured my seat during NEET UG. So I was happy. But at the same time, it was bitter because my dad was not around to see it. And he also wanted, to see me be a doctor. So it was bittersweet, but my mom supported me throughout. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a lot more than that to make a doctor. You need support from everybody, which I had from my mother.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for being so vulnerable, Doctor. I think stories like this, I think, inspire thousands of medical professionals, young women out there, right, who are kind of aspiring to be medical professionals like yourself. What inspires you to kind of be active on social media along with your busy kind of day-to-day life?
During my childhood, I was a very introverted, isolated kid. When this whole thing about MySpace and Orkut and Facebook, all of this started, it just felt like I was finally able to speak and share. Because back then I didn't really have a profile picture or something like that. It was just my thoughts and my words, which I was able to put out there without being judged. The internet and social media that way came very naturally to me. I came onto Twitter and I realized this is a great platform. There's a lot happening, people sharing, there's so much you get to know. There is current affairs, there is just general knowledge. I probably have achieved a few things. And if I do share that with other people, it probably will help them in some manner. So that way I just find social media in general to be positive and inspiring if used in the right manner.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Why anesthesiology and critical care? Any particular reason? Any light that you could share on things that you enjoy in the current field, things that you do not enjoy?
I didn't have this burning passion or desire for any one particular subject. In general, I just liked everything. It was like, hard for me to choose one thing. The second thing is your priorities change over time. When you are younger, I think your ambitions are bigger, and I don't think you should ever let that die within you. But you do begin to realize that with great ambitions, you also have to put in great effort and sacrifice a lot. And whether you really want to do that is a call you need to take. Other than just passion, you begin to kind of think about these things too. What else in life is important to you other than just a profession? Are you giving enough time for your family? Are you creating more memories for yourself? Like, there were a lot of issues that happened with me in terms of my family members falling sick, my family members succumbing to COVID, which had a huge impact on my mental health. And with the stress of the exam, it was all too much. Most of the people I was working with who were inspiring me were actually anesthesiologists and intensivists. So I started working with them, and I realized that this is a beautiful branch. So based on that, I knew I wanted a branch where I have a decent work-life balance. So to a certain extent, the surgical branches were out.
Yeah.
And I wanted more of an end branch as well. I'm usually up by 4:30, and then I start my workout by around 4:35. I work out for an hour, and then I head out by around 7:30, sometimes 8. We are always told that residents have an in time, they don't have an out time. It usually is around 6 or 7 by the time we get done in the evening. Right now, I think it's been 6 or 7 years since I've been consistently working out. So I didn't want to give up on exercising just because my life has suddenly become so busy. You never have time for anything. You need to make time.
Thank you for sharing
that's
that.
The thing.
It's been an absolute joy speaking with you today. So thank you so much for your time. Before we end, I want to do like a quick rapid questions to get your very quick answers, right?
All right.
Okay, let's get started. Favorite subject in MBBS?
Medicine.
Least favorite subject?
Least favorite? Community medicine.
Favorite professor?
One of my pathology professors. Yeah. Dr. Nivedita.
Got it.
Yeah, Dr. Nivedita.
Shout out to Dr. Nivedita.
Yeah.
Who is your best friend and why?
My best friend. I have two best friends from school, Ramya and Anushka. They are just amazing. I think we have been friends since we were in baby nursery or something. So it's over like 25 years of friendship.
Favorite TV show?
I would say Friends. I know this is like cliche, but I just really enjoyed that show so much.
Favorite scrub brand?
Is this a trick question?
No, it isn't.
I'll tell you if I receive some surprise in my mail a few days later. But no, I would genuinely say KNY. Your brand was one of the first things we came across, which had good quality stuff, because there were a few other people who are making it, but somehow the quality wasn't matching up. And I think you guys are just improving day by day with the kind of types and the colors and the materials you are coming up with. And trust me, it's not easy, because like I said, even I had like an idea of doing this, but
Yeah.
it's not at all
No,
easy
thank you so much for the
to
feedback.
get
I
it right.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Honestly,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And final question, what matters to you most in life and why?
Personally, if I have a good balance between my professional and personal life, and to have a purpose in life which drives me, and also to have the time and leisure to enjoy things for myself. I think these are the things that I'm just looking forward to in life that keeps me going.
Incredible. Very inspired by what you're doing and what you're building and what you're sharing. So thank you again and continue inspiring.